Hello lovely people, welcome to my channel. My name is Janet. Today we're going to be doing a 20-minute full body Pilates workout. There will be no equipment required and there will be no jumping, so it's perfectly safe for the knees. Each exercise will last about 50 seconds with a 10 seconds either rest or march on the spot depending on where we are at. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, please let me know by leaving some comments below, liking this video and subscribe to my channel, as it would definitely help my small channel to grow. All you need now is a small space in the house and let's get started. Alright team, we're going to start with standing positions, doing a step touch just to warm up through that body there. Just a bit of cardio work to start off with before we start moving into that toning work. Stepping side to side, nice and even in the legs. Weight shifting from one leg to the other, arms reaching forward and back. Each move 50 seconds long with a 10 seconds rest or maybe march on the spot in between. Just see how your body feels. Of course, anytime you need to pause the video and take a drink of water, go for it. Marching on the spot there for 10 seconds, or you can just stop and have a drink whenever you need. Alright, we're starting to warm into the legs now, so taking the arms up and then stepping out into a squat position, coming back into the middle and step out wide. Just be careful that your knees don't wobble inwards. Your knees follow the toes onto that diagonal sort of positioning. Drop down low enough to feel a little bit of tension in your thighs there. Marching on the spot there, 10 seconds. I'm just moving my body slightly over to the side because I'm going to step out with my right leg, reaching down and reaching up. Level ones, if your balance is a little bit shaky, you just tap the foot in. But level twos, you're going to lift the knee and maybe kick it forward with that other right leg, left leg holding you. So right leg bends, left leg is straight, and then your right leg lifts and kicks. You do not have to lift that leg very high if your body is feeling a little bit unbalanced. See how you go. Over time, you might increase that mobility. Try to get that foot all the way up to your hip, or even maybe higher for some of you that you might be able to go. Reach down into that side lunge, kick it out, balance and legs and cardio at the same time. Working it through. So marching on the spot there. Alright, so we're going to squat down and lift the leg, alternating side to side. Squat low. So when you squat, you're going to try to reach the hands towards the ankles. And then as you come up, reach the arms and kick the leg out to the side of you. Pointed toes, flex toes. Either way is fine as long as your foot is activated so the whole leg is nice and straight. Helps with your hip mobilizers, getting a little bit more mobile over time in your hip area. Again, lifting your leg up to the height that you feel comfortable. Helps with flexibility and strength at the same time. Good, marching on the spot there. Alright, so we're going to do that same move we did on the right. This time the right leg stays, your left leg steps out. Arms reaching down and then tap in. My level ones, if you're not balancing today. Level twos, lifting the knee. Level threes, you are lifting the knee and kicking it forward.
choose your options for me. Good, so don't forget that right leg is staying straight when it comes out into that side lunge. And your knee always stays behind the toes of the bent leg. Good, all right, marching on the spot there. All right, we're coming over to one end, doesn't matter which end of the mat you go to. You're gonna crawl it down, lift the bum up into your pike position, tap the hand to the opposite foot or leg, and then bring your body forward into your plank position. Starting to move into core work here. And shoulders, tummy muscles pulled into the spine. Drop the bum in line with your shoulders there. After this exercise, there will be a little bit of rest to shake out the wrist in case it's getting sore. Or you can keep going for the whole minute of the same move if you don't need the rest today. Back, shaking out the wrists as I am if you need to. We're about to use the wrists again to do mountain climbers, so a bit of cardio and core at the same time. Bum in line with your spine. We're bringing that knee over to the opposite elbow. Try to keep your upper body relatively still. It's like you're running really, but except in a horizontal position rather than in a standing position. You run as fast as you can with control over your torso and body. Chest between the hands there, hands right underneath the shoulders. Keep your bum low. It's tempting over time as you get more tired to lift your hips higher. Try to keep that horizontal line for me. You got it, team. 10 more seconds to go before we go into the rest. Otherwise, keep going for the extra 10 seconds while we're resting if you want to. All right. Shake out the wrist. All right, we're going to come over down to the right hand side. Heels together, going into clamp position. Heels to touch. Top knee opens and closes. Level 2, your feet come off the ground. So my top hand stays on my hip, but you can always bring your top hand more forward. Try to lie all the way flat so your neck is comfortable. Tummy muscles pulled in. You want to elongate out your torso so you can feel that little bit of spacing underneath your waistline. And keep your hips relatively still. So you don't want to rotate your hips too far behind you and move, as I've seen it done before. All right, have a little tap. We're going to extend the leg out. We're going to do a loop to the front, loop to the back. Hold the leg in line to your hip. So come forward, lift, and come back. Go back and lift and come back. So think about drawing like an infinity sign or a figure 8 lying on the side, but it's nice and narrow. You don't have to lift the leg too far up. Or maybe you're doing 2 loops like you have with a shoelace. If you're doing 2 loops, everything else stays relatively still. I find a lot of participants move their torsos about without knowing it. So you're trying to keep that still and just isolate your top leg and glute. Toes flexed in. Toes coming to the front. We're going to do a rainbow forward and back. This time if you can point the toes, go for it. If not, keep flexing it. So you're just swinging your leg over in a visible line in the middle. Lift up in the middle like an arch. It does not have to be a very wide rainbow. It just has to have a little arch in the middle. And again, the body is control. Especially when that leg goes behind you, it tends to rock the body a lot more heavily. So pull in tight with your stomach, with your pelvic floor, and hold your body steady. Good. All right, give it a little bit of rub if you need it. We're going to rely on the stomach. Face whichever way again. Let's work on your back muscles. So the arms are in cactus, lift up, extend, and come down. So keep the feet on the ground. When I extend my arms, they go on slight diagonal positioning. So I'm trying to get my biceps up next to my ears and almost see how my ears disappear behind my arms. Try to see if you can lift your arms a little bit higher because it works on your shoulder strength and your upper back as well. Tricky. If you sit all day and hunch over, you may not get the arms so diagonally up. It might even go horizontal or a little bit downwards today. But keep working on it and strengthen your backs. We have to counter all that hunched over business over a desk if you have a stationary work. Pull stomach into the spine to help you. And relax. Alright, so you're going to go hands underneath the chin, legs a little bit apart, but not too much because you're going to lift it and widen it a bit more. So it goes up, extend. As you extend the legs, you want to keep the thighs as much as you can off the ground. Squeeze your glutes to protect your lower back and press your two hip bones into the mat, counter. So the two areas that save your lower back from overextending is by your glutes, that's why we squeeze it, and also your core, that's why we lift the belly button. Like there's a P underneath your belly button, feeling a little bit of space there, especially as the leg starts to lift up high. Alright, we're going to bring the upper body and lower body in together now. We're going to lift first and then sweep it away. Good. Up we go and sweep the arms, lift the chest a little bit while the legs stay up high in the air. Squeeze everything, especially on the extension with that arm behind you. Up and down we go. Sweep and lift. So the arms sweep behind and you're going to lift that body up just a little bit higher each time. If it gets too much, don't lift your chest so high, especially if you've got lower pains, discomfort sometimes. You may not be lifting that body all that way higher, which is fine. Again, we take our time to strengthen your back, lengthen the spine, and make the muscles a bit stronger around. Good. All right, pull back. Have a little stretch in your child's pose if you need to. We're about to stay on a 4-point kneel, so knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Your right leg is extending, your left arm is pushing forward and back into pointers. Option here for my beginners especially, if you find that you're not as stable with your arms and leg lifting together, you want to just move the legs first and then bring in the arms later. Notice how as I extend, my back doesn't dip low, so I don't relax my stomach muscles and I don't have that over curve in my lower back. You're aiming for that control in your core. Check out the wrists if you need. Stay here for a second. We're just going to do the other side just to balance yourself out. So this time the left leg is extending and your right arm is extending forward. Toes pointed at the back, or again flex it if you need. Arm striking, fingertips leading. So So you're going to feel some power from the shoulders all the way out to the fingertips, so that you work your arm lines at the same time. You want a horizontal line from the tip of the toes all the way to the tip of the fingertips. Shaking out the wrists if you need to. We're going to flip it over. So we're going to sit on the bum, coming into your V-sits, arms extended up to shoulder height. Tummy muscles pull in, lift the arms, come back in, sit up tall. Good. So that's your level 1 option. Level 2 is you're going to lift a leg at the same time as you lift the arm, right? If you feel like you're going to fall back or your lower back gets uncomfortable with this position, you can keep both legs on the ground and just focus in on the arms today. But challenge yourself, pull your belly button right in, curve your lower back. So imagine you've got a tail behind you and you are tucking it underneath you as you lean back. It is not your glutes that grip you on from falling backward. It is your stomach muscles, your deep core that actually holds you up into that V sit with the body. Exhale, lift. Inhale to rise. Good. All right, have a moment. Lean it forward if you need to. All right, we're coming into that Russian twist. Knuckles together, elbows to the side, level 1, feet on the ground, and twist the body. Try to get the elbows as far as you can to the side of you. Level 2 is the same move with the arms. The only change is your legs now to lift off the ground, if possible. Side to side, twisting through your torso. This helps work your waistline. So one breath, one movement. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing is very important to activate your core and also just bring oxygen into the body that you worked out or are working out. Good. All right, relax it through. We're going to move our bodies to the left-hand side. Same with your leg work now. Arm all the way down. Heels together. We're going into clamps. Top knee open and close. Level 2 is remember your feet come off the ground together. And we continue with the movement. Making sure you're squeezing your top glute. Not over rotating the hips. Keep your tension on the legs for me. I hope you feel your glutes in these moves, or if you want a little bit longer and more in your thighs and legs, definitely let me know in the comments below. And I can do a longer set, maybe like 4 or 5 moves on one side before we switch to the other one. Good. All right, so as you rest it out, your next move is a straight leg. We're going to do the loops. Loop forward, loop back. Remember that lying down figure 8 or that infinity sign, or 2 loops in the shoelaces. We are making the foot lift up, forward, lift back, behind you. Toes flex in towards the shins to keep your body and legs activated. Pull out your torso. Even though you are lying down, try not to relax your upper body. It is still very much a core workout, even though your top glute gets the burn. You can always work your stomach here. Oh, we're almost done, team. Only a few more moves. I think 2 more. And then we'll just do a quick stretch and then you're done for the day. Of course, if you want to do more cardio, I've got plenty of cardio workouts that you can check out. I'll link it at the end. Good. All right, coming into your rainbow, toes at the front. We're going to do a rainbow forward and back. A little bit of arch in the middle. Lift up. sure that that arch donut have to be too wide, remember. Especially when that leg goes behind you, it tends to move your hips, so hold strong as the leg swings behind your body out of the center line. All right, one light exercise, stay with me. We are just gonna plank it out and then I'll do a quick stretch. Good. All right, flipping it over. We're going on your elbows. Drop underneath the chest. Lift the knees if you can. Level 1, you keep both knees down, then lift one knee on the other. And then level 2s on your toes, alternating the legs. One down, then the other. Keep your hips nice and low, in line with your shoulders. Also lift out of your shoulders. You don't want to put all the weight into your arms, even though it feels like you're balancing on them quite long. You are using your stomach muscles to keep your body light and also using your legs at the same time. Bear with it, team. You are going to do this for just another 20 seconds of running. Hopefully you can feel your deep core. Keep your bum low. I know people at the end tend to lift their bums up a little bit. Eye gaze forward to the top of your mat. Less than 10 seconds to go now. All right, your last 10 seconds, we're just going to hold for plank. I know normally it's a rest time, but just hold it still and stay with your plank for 10 seconds. And relax. Pull back, stretch the arms forward, bum towards the heels there. Extend your body all the way nice and long. Taking your right leg forward between the two hands, shift the hips back. Make sure your front leg is straight as you can, toes down or toes up to you. But this is your hamstrings. You want to feel the back of those thighs extending. See how my toes come off the ground? For those of you who don't like to have your toes down in case your ankles pull. All right, we're going to move that right leg over to the right hand side, both hands on the inside, and push the back hip more forward. Drop down onto the elbows for those of you who have a little bit more limberness and flexibility in your hips, but perfectly fine to stay on the hands today. Good. All right, swapping over to the other leg, bringing that left leg forward, tip the hip back, toes down, send the hips away, straighten out the front leg as best as you can. Toes flex in, just to stretch out different parts of that leg there. Bend the knee. Shuffle it over to the left-hand side, both hands on the inside. Move your right knee a little bit further back if you want to. Down onto the elbows if it suits your body. Everybody's a bit different there. Good. Come on up. Bring that leg back towards you. We're going to sit on the glutes. Both legs out straight. Left leg crosses. Hug the knee in with your right arm. Turn towards your bent leg. This is a twist for the spine. And then swap over to the other side. So always turn your body towards your bent leg for the spine twist. Backhand, it just helps push you. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, grab onto the feet. Drop the elbows onto the knees to open it out. Try to get your knees close to the mat and your chest a little bit more forward for me. Great, cross the legs, link the arms up. You're going to lean towards that one left side, right arm all the way to the side of the body there. Stretch out your torsos, come into the middle, extend to the right. Right arm drops, left arm stays. Turn your head and back into the middle. Give yourselves a clap, guys. You have made it. Thanks for joining me. I will see you on your next workout. Bye.